Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, fathers, honored guests. On behalf of the Canadian Polish Congress, Parks Canada, and the Royal Canadian Navy, I welcome you. My name is Dominik Groszak. I'm honored to be your MC today. We're celebrating a very special symbol of a shared history between Canada and Poland, a brotherhood in arms. I'd like to ask us all to celebrate this brotherhood by standing now for the national anthems of Poland and Canada. His Worship, the Mayor of Hamilton, Bob Bertina, Councillor Tom Jackson, special representatives from Poland, Admiral Stanisław Kania from the Polish Navy, Commander Jerzy Łukowski, Commander of the Blyskawica, Polish Navy, Chris Korwin-Kuczyński, representing the Twinning Committee of the Haida Blyskawica, Mr. Stanisław Brodsky, initiator of the twinning, the President of the Canadian Polish Congress, Teresa Berezowska, Presidents of the Canadian Polish Congress regional organizations, from Hamilton, Stan Warda, from Niagara, Jacek Kamiński, from Oshawa, Elżbieta Szczepańska, from Windsor, Jerzy Barycki, from Toronto, Juliusz Kieryczk. Also with us is the President of the Friends of Haida, Kenneth Lloyd, and continuing on the list, presidents of the Polish Scouting Organization in Canada, the Polish Alliance, the Polish National Union, the Polish Women's Federation, Polish Engineers Association, members of the White Sails Białe Żagle Sailing Club, commanders of the Canadian Navy retired and active, as well as the Symphonia Choir from Hamilton and the Navy Band. Thank you very much. So these are our honored guests. And I'd like to invite to the microphone the representative of the Minister of the Environment, Mike Wallace, Member of Parliament for Burlington.
Distinguished guests, honored veteran, ladies and gentlemen, it is a great pleasure for me to be here today on behalf of Canada's Environment Minister and Minister responsible for Parks Canada, the Honourable Peter Kent. Minister Kent asked me to pass on his best regards and to tell you just how proud he is to contribute to fulfilling the Canada Parks mandate and its role to protect the invaluable heritage of Canada. 5 years ago, in September of 2007, a delegation from Poland gathered here and met with members of our government to sign a memorandum of understanding which officially completed the twinning of the HMCS Haida and the ORP Blyskawica. The memorandum fosters an international partnership as it permanently links the two valiant Second World War destroyers, rekindling a connection that began in 1944 when they both served in the 12th Destroyer Flotilla defending the English Channel. Today I am truly honored to be part of this ceremony that builds on this special relationship and the unveiling of a commemorative plaque honoring this twinning. Canada and Poland have a proud shared military heritage as allies from the Second World War. We are close trading partners and serve jointly in NATO. Canada is also home to a very sizable Polish community. The twinning of the Haida and the Blyskawica commemorate the commemorative plaque significantly helps reinforce this great friendship. The spirit of cooperation this plaque instills is in keeping with the cooperation shown by the Polish, Canadian, and British ships of the 10th Destroyer Flotilla in defeating the enemy. The citizens of Canada and Poland are fortunate that these two ships have been preserved so that their historic significance can be shared with the present and future generations in both countries. The shared story of the Haida and the Blyskawica is an important one. The commemorative plaque we will be unveiling today will help promote public awareness in the spirit of our history, one that we must never forget, one that we will never be forgotten, and thanks to the efforts of many of those who made this happen here today. Thank you on behalf.
Commander of the Blyskawica, Pan Łupkowski, please.
68 years ago, the Allies gathered over 50 destroyers while preparing to Operation Overlord in the ports of the South England. The 8 best destroyers were part of the 10th Destroyer Flotilla, HMCS Haida and ORP Blyskawica were among them. For many days, 10th Flotilla protected army troops landing in Normandy. It carried out 26 sea patrols and destroyed 2 teams of German ships during the battles of Ushant and La Rochelle. When the World War ended, Haida and the Blyskawica finished their active service. However, the Canadians and the Poles did not forget about the past of the ships and kept both destroyers to remind about bravery of their crews, to promote sea history and to help young generations commemorate those who gave life fighting for the freedom. The manifestation of the bond between Haida and the Blyskawica is displayed unveiled today. 3 months ago, a similar plate was unveiled in the Polish port Gdynia, where Blyskawica is moored at the Pomorskie embankment. The idea originated in the heart, in the mind of the Polish sailor who participated in the battles during World War II, a man who is here among us today, Commander Lieutenant Stanisław Brodzki.
The representative of the Haida Blyskawica Twinning Committee, Chris Korwin-Kuczynski.
Reverend Fathers, veterans, Admiral Stanisław Kania, Commander Jerzy Lubkowski, members of the federal, provincial, and municipal governments, organizations, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. As chair of the HMCS Haida ORP Blyskawica Twinning Committee, I want to thank you for joining us today for the official unveiling of a commemorative plaque regarding the twinning between 2 great ships which fought together in the 10th Destroyer Flotilla during the Second World War. On June 24, 2012, a number of us were honored to participate in an official commemorative plaque unveiling next to ORP Blyskawica in Gdynia, Poland. A similar ceremony is taking place here today. I would like to thank Admiral Kania, representing the Polish Navy, and Commander Lubkowski, the commanding officer of ORP Blyskawica, for hosting our delegation in Poland and joining us here today for this special ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, you'll be happy to note that that is the end of my speech. Dziękuję bardzo.
His Worship Mayor Bob Bertino.
Dominic, Reverend Fathers, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. The first job of the mayor is always to welcome guests. And I know many of you have traveled a very long way to be with us today. So may I say on behalf of the city of Hamilton, Witamy Hamiltonie. Welcome. Now, I do get some of the pronunciations right because those who aren't Polish marry them, and so my wife has assisted me in, in some of the Polish language issues. But this is such a great day for Hamilton, and Reverend Fathers will know that the city of Hamilton has the 100th anniversary of St. Stanislaus Kotka Church, which is happening next weekend, I believe, at Carmen's. We'll all be getting together. So, 100 lat. We've had many great occasions with our wonderful Polish community in Hamilton, and we all will remember the elation when Pope John Paul became, His Holiness became the Pope, because we had remembered when Cardinal Wojtyła was in Hamilton several years before that, and what a great impression he made on the city. And of course, now we have this beautiful twinning that is taking place today. You know, it looks so glorious here, but there's a lot of work inside that, and a lot of it is done by sweat equity, just by good old volunteer labor. So thank you to the volunteers of Haida. So I say to all of you, dziękuję bardzo, do widzenia.
Greetings on behalf of the Polish government, the Consul General of the Republic of Poland, Grzegorz.
Thank you very much. In fact, I'm just a consul. I was very delighted to hear about the plans of unveiling of the Haida Blyskawica plaque, and it's a distinct privilege for me to celebrate together with you the unveiling of the plaque. I really appreciate dedicated efforts that both countries, volunteers, put to commemorate their naval tradition. These two vessels were twinned for the first time in 2006. The main purpose of this special partnership was to promote information about the historical achievements of the Haida and Blyskawica. Nowadays, the Haida and the Blyskawica are museum ships. However, what constitutes their real uniqueness of these two vessels, as we all know, they took part in the Allied landings in Normandy and contributed to the success during the struggles of Quezon and La Rochelle. I am very thankful to both crews for their determination, for Mr. Stanisław Brodzki to commemorate the Polish-Canadian cooperation during the Second World War. I believe that this ceremony will be the next step in building close ties, not only between Polish and Canadian Navy men, but to whole communities as well, and remind us about the significant role of the navies in the history of Poland and Canada. In closing, I thank you very much for your attention, and I wish you a very, very nice celebration. Thank you.
And now I'd like to invite greetings from the Royal Canadian Navy. So I'd like to invite Lieutenant Keith Miller, Executive Officer of the HMCS.
Greetings, distinguished guests, veterans, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of my commanding officer, Lieutenant Glenn Wolfrey, I'd just like to congratulate both HMCS Haida and ORP Blyskawica on this distinguished occasion that we are once again honoring. The historic connection between these two magnificent warships dates back to 1944. From May 1944 until September 1944, the Haida and the Blyskawica fought side by side as they helped to win control of the Western English Channel through aggressive night fighting. With today's commemoration, we see a reaffirmation of the Memorandum of Understanding between these two historic warships, which was first officially celebrated in the ceremony in Poland on board ORP Blyskawica on 28 June 2006. May the strong connection between these two historic ships continue and serve to educate the Polish community and Canadians alike of the proud naval history and traditions of both these countries, as well as the supreme sacrifice made during the Second World War by many Canadian and Polish sailors. Thank you very much.
I'll call upon the representatives of the Friends of Haida, Kenneth Lloyd and Andy Barber, to say a few words.
These two ships sailed together and were brothers in arms. I look forward to those days again, when the Blyskawica can help to give us a parts list that we need for the Haida. Similarly, that its veterans can come and help us support our own ship. We stretch our hand and our arm across the seas to Toronto, to Poland, and into our own Hamilton and say, come and join our twinning, come and join the Friends of Haida and make this ship alive again. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, my name is Andy Barber, and I am president of the Haida Association. A number of years ago, I had the distinct pleasure of being present when Admiral Tominski addressed us on Athabaskan Sunday. And during that presentation, he made a point which I thought should be repeated today. Many of us would not be here sitting in these seats without Admiral Tominski, who I understand from Commander Adamski was the executive officer of ORP Blyskawica. He spotted German planes coming over, and he contacted HMCS Haida and indicated that there was enemy ships coming. Harry de Wolf, who was captain at the time, was quite concerned because they weren't expected, but they were expecting Allied aircraft, and he did not want to open fire. Sure enough, there were the German swastika on their wings. And because Executive Officer Adamski alerted HMCS Haida, she was able to defend herself. And between the two of them, they now stand twinned. I think that was a very significant moment in Haida's life. I thank my fellow shipmates, I should say hopefully from Poland, and to Chris, yes, the Haida Association will participate in your twinning committee from future years. Thank you very much and have a wonderful day.
And now I'd like to invite Admiral Kania to present on behalf of the Navy special medals of recognition for some very special people.
Dowódca Marynarki Wojennej przyznaje komandorowi podporucznikowi Stanisławowi Brockiemu medal za zasługi dla Marynarki Wojennej. Podpisał Commander-in-Chief of the Polish Navy Tomasz Matea.
Here, here.
We bless this flag and ask your blessings for all who guard our freedom